Wars. And rumors of wars.
China's foreign ministry is refusing to describe Russia's attack on Ukraine as an invasion. Instead, the ministry has been accusing the U.S. of increasing tensions with Russia and hyping up the possibility of war.
The United States invasion of Iraq. Ukraine invasion by Russia. The crisis between Ukraine and Russia is deepening. And what about a possible Chinese invasion of Taiwan?
Today, Taiwan's defense ministry reported that 9 J-16 jets and 1 Y-8 reconnaissance plane flew over a Taiwan-controlled island. Taiwan is not Ukraine. Taiwan has always been an inalienable part of China. This is an indisputable legal and historical fact.
Do these wars have anything in common? Why did the United States invade Iraq in 2003? Weapon of mass destruction?
My fellow citizens, events in Iraq have now reached the final days of decision. That regime pledged to reveal and destroy all its weapons of mass destruction.
But there is no doubt that Iraq poses a threat in respect of weapons of mass destruction.
Simply stated, there is no doubt that Saddam Hussein now has weapons of mass destruction.
I am quite sure, I think most people are, that he has these weapons.
And the truth is, this issue of weapons of mass destruction is a real threat to the world.
Was it really the weapon of mass destruction or something else? We will come to that in a moment. The Bible warned that in the last days there will be wars and rumors of wars. The Russia-Ukraine war is another end-time prophecy that is being fulfilled right in our very own eyes. How are you preparing for the return of Jesus Christ, my friend? The United States and its allies invaded Iraq on the ground that Saddam Hussein possessed a weapon of mass destruction. With the press of a single button, the entire planet is destroyed. After many years of wars, thousands of the U.S. troops died, and countless number of civilians, including women and children, lost their lives. Yet there's no shred of evidence that Saddam Hussein indeed possessed a nuclear weapon, capable of destroying the world. The war in Iraq is believed to have cost more than $1 trillion, with over 292,000 lives killed, including over 4,500 U.S. personnel. Aside from what you hear in the mainstream media today, have you ever considered why Russia invaded another sovereign nation that had not attacked it? All these were foretold by Jesus Christ in Matthew 24:6-7. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. Why did the United States invade Iraq if it possessed no weapons of mass destruction? One word: oil. According to this article by CNN, before the 2003 invasion, Iraq's domestic oil industry was fully nationalized and closed to Western oil companies. A decade of war later, and it is largely privatized and utterly dominated by foreign firms. What else are senior U.S. leaders saying regarding the Iraq war? People say we're not fighting for oil. Of course we are, said former Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel. Alan Greenspan, former Federal Reserve Chairman, shared the same sentiment. I am saddened that it is politically inconvenient to acknowledge what everyone knows. The Iraq war is largely about oil. According to General John Abizaid, former head of U.S. Central Command and military operations in Iraq in 2007, of course it's about oil. We can't really deny that.
We have not found yet, and I'm sure you know this, otherwise you would know it earlier, we have not found at this point actual weapons. It does not mean we've concluded there are no actual weapons. It means at this point in time, and it's a huge country with a lot to do, that we have not yet found weapons.
President Donald Trump bringing back a familiar message from his campaign, talking about what he would have done in Iraq. Listen.
You brought up Iraq and something you said that could affect American troops in recent days. You said, we should have kept the oil, but okay, maybe we'll have another chance. What did you mean by that?
Well, we should have kept the oil when we got out.
If indeed oil was the major reason why the United States and other allies attacked a nation that didn't possess any threats to them, why was no one charged for war crimes? Why was no one charged for perpetrating lies to the American people and the entire world? Why was the media deafeningly silent on this? Think about that. Why is the media already accusing Vladimir Putin of possibly committing a war crime when no one is held responsible for committing a similar crime in Iraq? Why is Putin so bent on taking Ukraine at all cost, even if that means shedding innocent blood? Is it possible that Russia is attacking Ukraine for the same reason the United States and other allies attacked Iraq? The war to seize Ukraine's rich rare earth elements is a possible reason for Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine has the second largest known gas reserves in Europe, and Germany obtains 55% of its natural gas from Russia, with much of it passing via Ukraine, and the transit fee Ukraine earns equates to around 4% of Ukraine's GDP. There's even more. Ukraine is abundant in natural resources such as coal, iron, and titanium. In 2019, Ukraine was the world's 5th largest iron ore exporter. You're getting a better understanding of what the conflict is all about. Most conflicts in contemporary history have been fought not just for the control of power, but also for the control of natural resources. Make no mistakes, Russia's invasion of Ukraine has more to do with the control of natural resources than for anything else. Unfortunately, another possible conflict between China and Taiwan is looming.
Taiwan fighters were deployed to warn away the Chinese jets. China's foreign ministry dismissed concerns about tensions from the British Prime Minister. This week, Johnson said that there would be consequences for places like Taiwan if the West failed to support Ukraine's independence.
Keep a watch on China, since it is hell-bent on annexing Taiwan. Taiwan might find itself in the same situation as Ukraine in the not-too-distant future.
We will tear down the apparatus of terror, and we will help you to build a new Iraq that is prosperous and free.
Get ready, folks. The King is coming. His return is closer now than ever. Make him your Lord and Savior.